Hello everyone, my name is SiC and welcome to a special video for Squad, because a new update has just released, which is Alpha 9. And as the trailer might have given away, as well as the screenshot right here, a ton of new vehicles have been added. But let's have a look at what specifically got changed, because it's more than just vehicles. There's also some important gameplay stuff. Alright, first off, we have a ton of new vehicles. This is the new info sheet, which contains all of the vehicles currently in the game. So not only the new stuff, but also the old ones, like the Urals over here. But for example, one of the new vehicles is the Minsk 400 motorcycle. We have BDRM2 scout cars, which are lightly armored and basically exactly to be used for what it says right here. They are a scout car. They're not supposed to be direct combat assets, so you definitely will not want them to go up against the Striker, which is the new vehicle for the Americans, and also the answer for the Russian BTR, which was in the game previously. On top of that though, we also have an APC. Some of these have better guns on top of it. For example, these are all the MTLB vehicles, but these three ones at the top, they come with, let's see, a 12.7mm heavy machine gun. But the ones at the bottom there, they come with a 30mm cannon, with armor-piercing rounds, but at the cost of less passenger space. The BTR, of course, is the vehicle that was already in the game, so there's nothing really new about that one. But yeah, let's have a look at some of these screenshots there. They look pretty nice, don't they? They will blend into the environment pretty nicely. And actually this vehicle, when I look at it right now, it kind of reminds me of like something that you would see in an African conflict or something like that. So that would be pretty cool. They also updated or uploaded various showcases for these for these vehicles, but I'm not going to be looking at all of them today. But if you do want to, you can find them on the official Squad YouTube channel or on their website, of course. Right, so I'm going to pass through here and onto the next big update, which is the change to FOBs. Let's see, here we go. Forward Operating Bases update. So basically what they did is they removed spawning from the FOB radio. And they put spawning on a specific new building that you have to build. And that building is called a hab. So what you do now is you place down your radio hub that allows for construction. So that allows you to build things around it, but it no longer allows spawning on its own. And if you want to have players respawn at your FOB, you will have to build a hab. And as you can see right there, it's a fairly big building that will draw the attention, and so it needs to be defended a lot better. It does allow for protected spawning, of course, because you will start inside of the building, inside of the walls. It separates the spawn point itself from the FOB radio, making it harder to camp and eliminate FOBs due to reinforcements spawning in from a different location. And supplies are now therefore a requirement to deploy a spawn point at an FOB, because these things take quite a bit of resources to build. Right, so the American and Russians, they will need 500 points. The insurgents in the Middle East, I think... no, these are the insurgents of Europe, I think, that have a 400 points requirement. And then the insurgents in the Middle East, they have a 350 points requirement. So that's pretty damn cool. Here you can see a screenshot of the new building. So we have the American one over here, we have the Russian one, and we have some shacks for the Middle East, and we have like an old bunker, like a maybe World War II bunker for the Middle Eastern faction. So that's pretty cool, because that means these will not or at least these FOBs will no longer be put inside of a cornfield or something like that, and you won't ever find them there. This time around, if you place a building for spawning there, people will notice and they will attack it. So defenses are much more vital. And this is, as they say in their own words, much more like the FOB system that they had originally planned for Squad. So, that is pretty damn cool. They have a new scoreboard, which is a little bit better, or a little bit more pleasing to the eye. And we also have some map expansions. So we have Gorodok, which got expanded. The original size in version 8 was this area right there with the bridge that everybody knows. We have Niva Upper and Niva Lower, somewhere around here. And then this area all around it got added to it. So we have more river, we have, I'm not sure what this is, it looks like a construction plant or something. We could look at this at the trailer as well, but I'm not going to. I'd rather find out on my own. We have some new gameplay modes, of course, to include all of this new terrain. So Gorodok Advanced and Secure V1 now has some new farms. Hill Farm, Riverside Farm, Akim, which I think is a new village, the Mound, the Industrial Park, Soloninki, which was an already existing one, the Radio Tower, which is, we have the bunker. This is Niva Upper and Niva Lower, I think, and then we have the Lumber Yard over here. I'm not sure if that was already there or not. Then we also have some other ones, Gorodok Advanced and Secure 2, new setup basically, and so on and so on. Then we also have the Yehorivka showcase, or expansion. So, let's see, this is also an existing map. I'm not entirely sure what area just got added, but I think, let's see, has been filled out to include more and larger villages, an airstrip, an industrial park, and many more new assets from our environment team. Oh, okay, so maybe not much bigger than it already was, but it just got filled up more with more stuff to see and more stuff to do. And this is definitely one of the maps that could use it because, well, it was really, really damn empty. So that's pretty cool. We have a storage site, Central Novo, South Petrivka, Northwest Petrivka, a lot of different stuff. Different layouts for different map settings, basically. And of course there's a big change log for all the gameplay. So they added a heavy anti-tank role for insurgents in militia. This kit, kit, features the PG-7 VR Tandem Heat warhead launched from the RPG-7. You'll find that this is the most effective anti-vehicle weapon on the battlefield. It is similarly very front-heavy, so be sure to take your time to line up your one shot. The kit is team limited as well as squad limited, similar to how the marksman role operates. Unlocks 1 slot per team at every 20 players. Squad size must be 9 to claim, and the kit comes with 1 tandem heat round and 1 regular heat round, as well as an AKS-74U as a primary weapon. They temporarily disabled open and close driver hatch functionality on the BTR-80, but the feature will return soon. Added a new feature where you can double tap the walk key to stay locked in walking mode, and you can toggle the shift manually to sprint. A simple tap of any walk key will then disable it. And this is another really big and important one. Due to the success of the test of the HMG environment penetration, we are now rolling it out for all 5.56 and 5.45 and 7.62 rifle caliber weapons. This practically means any primary weapon in the game, with the exception of the PPS-H41, now has penetration on walls and stuff. So the penetration varies depending on the caliber of the round, bigger being better, and what you're shooting at. Both damage and effective range upon exit is modified by the material. Time to consider if you are in cover or concealment from your attacker, as well as if you want to have a weapon with better environment penetration or not. G-Freeze and 7.62 AKs are options in this case. 30mm AP projectiles are similarly able to penetrate the environment and are particularly good at it. Beware, this is the first damage type able to penetrate the Afghan tightly packed mud walls material. These things are no longer safe to hide behind. Let's see, deployable SPG-9s are now limited to 2 per FOB. Repair stations are now limited to 2 per FOB as well. All 5-ton transport trucks now hold up to 18 players instead of 13. Smoothed out the overheating penalty and placed in vehicle-mounted HMGs. The punishment period is shorter, but you will overheat quickly again. More viable for sustained fire and less crippling. Squad leaders are now able to set possible friendly FOB locations through the SL's map hex menu as a green FOB icon for the entire friendly team to see. This should help facilitate SL to SL communication, or squad leader to squad leader communication, when relating FOB placement. This is definitely a very useful feature, because now you don't have to say like H9 keypad 8 or something like that to say where you want your FOB to build or to be built. So now I can just say, alright, I'm squad leader 1, squad 1 will move to this location, and you can just drop the icon right on the map for all to see. That is pretty nice. Let's see, squad leader hex enemy spotted icons are now red, to bring it more consistent with items that expand or items that are placeable. And due to the success of Operation First Light Conquest and at the request of the community, Conquest has now been added to Gorodok and Johorivka. All layers have been updated with all new vehicle loadouts. Depending on game mode, faction and size will determine how many and what type asset is used. Let's see, systems. Vehicle handling has been dramatically improved with the addition of the N-wheel. The ability for vehicles to climb obstacles has also been improved by having better traction on a per wheel basis, and also the ability to engage in off-road mode. Left shift while driving is the default key for that, which is useful for situations where you need maximum torque. Yeah, we have some shitty drivers in the community who, well, basically get their vehicles stuck on the train all the time. So this might help with that, and that is definitely a good thing. Also, the last player to damage a vehicle is now cached for 30 seconds. Any unknown or burn damage that is dealt to this vehicle will be attributed to the last damager until the timer expires. Any new damage will become the owner and reset the timer. Flipped vehicles now attribute their damage to the driver. If there is no driver, it's attributed to the last damager. This means that any passengers that die due to a flipped vehicle will be counted as team kills for the driver. Well, this is definitely very useful as well. This might be a problem, but I think this will work out quite okay, because the driver should just generally be more careful about how and where he is driving. Alright, fix an issue where dying due to bleed damage shortly after revive would incorrectly send you to wounded rather than dead. Fix the bug where the driver of a logistics vehicle wasn't receiving score for resupply events. Fix the bug where, yeah, basically a bunch of bug fixes and stuff like that. Right, UI, got some new icons. Added direct squad leader to squad leader radio communication via the number pad. Numbers correspond to the appropriate squad number. For example, numpad 1 for squad 1. That is also very useful, because now you don't have to spam, or not spam, but you know, if you want to talk to one specific squad leader, usually the only way you could do that was by talking to all the squad leaders. So this is definitely very cool and allows you to work with another squad that might be right next to you without bothering any of the other squad leaders. Right, they also added new kit roll icons replacing the old set. Ammunition UI has been updated to conform to newer design standards, blah blah blah. So basically a bit of redesign, same for the score menu essentially. New audio, new vehicle engine sounds for all new vehicles and also modified existing vehicles. Improved some bullet hit impact sounds and flyby bullet sounds. Added burning vehicle sounds, that is pretty damn cool. And a bunch of updates have been added to modding as well. So, all in all, it's a pretty damn heavy and impactful alpha update. Especially the FOB placement, I think, is very cool. And I'm very eager to see how it works out in the game. As well as all the new vehicles, of course. Because I think the battlefield is about to get a whole lot more deadly. So, that is it for Alpha 9. Please leave a like and a comment below on the video if you, you know, tell me about your thoughts about this update essentially. And I'll see you guys for whatever video I do next.